Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Story of Britain, From the Romans to the Present, A Narrative History, by Rebecca Fraser. Narrated by Esther Wane. Publisher's Note: in this audio edition you will hear references to visual elements present in the print and e-book formats of the book. Preface. When I was young, there were various histories of Britain which seemed to provide a clear route through our long and immensely complicated past. They were heavily biographical, extremely colourful, and full of adventures which made them easy to remember. The most famous of them, Our Island Story, was written in 1905 by a New Zealand lady named Henrietta Marshall at the height of empire, when Britain was, in the immortal words of 1066 and all that, top nation. Needless to say, the world has moved on, and so has the point of view of Clio, the muse of history. What might seem heroic to an earlier generation appears in a different guise today. But it seemed to me, when I embarked on this book with 3 young daughters in mind, that some kind of easy framework was still needed to guide the average person through the confusing shoals of disputed facts, to give a broad brush picture of the past to those not in the van of historical research. The national curriculum today enables many young people to grow up used to handling esoteric historical documents, yet without any real chronological sense of the years between, say, the Stuarts and the Victorians. Many children might be forgiven for believing that the Egyptians and the Aztecs once lived on these islands too. The aim of this history is to attempt to return to those old rules of who, when, what, how. Furthermore, if I may strike a patriotic note, there is a great deal to celebrate about Britain that is owed to the dead Britons of the past. The impact of some gifted individuals was so great that Britain would have been a different place without them. Their actions produced turning points in history. William Wilberforce was the driving force behind the abolition of the slave trade. Florence Nightingale saved the lives of British soldiers condemned to death by the inertia of the army bureaucracy. Despite the cruelty of the Normans or the Tudors, one of the glories of Britain's history is the essentially free-spirited, not to say bloody-minded, nature of her natives. From Boudicca onwards, a heady something in the air makes Britons resist their rulers if they go too far. That tradition of defending the rule of law and the rights of ordinary people against despots gave the world parliamentary democracy. In my view, the history of a people must include the anecdotes which have become embedded in the national psyche, because they reflect the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?